So, one of the things I want to talk about today is how to have difficult conversations about death and dying. Death and dying, not a topic that many people want to talk about, but a very important one. My role as a death doula and death midwife is to have these difficult conversations in a very loving and compassionate way. And this is just my little nudge to get you thinking about this topic as well, and thinking about having conversations with your loved ones, no matter where you are in this journey on life. Begin having the conversations about what you want for your end of life. So, my role as a death doula could be anywhere from working with someone experiencing a sudden death of a loved one, someone experiencing a recent terminal diagnosis, or just an elderly person at the end of their life. And it can encompass the actual patient, client, the person experiencing the event, and it can also encompass all of their loved ones, as it usually does. One of my most favorite things to do is to work with people who are not actually being faced with death right now in the moment, in their near future that they know of, but to get people, let's just say maybe in their 40s, just thinking about this topic of the thing that we are all not going to escape, which is death. And what does your ideal death look like? What does your ideal end of life look like? So before I jump right into that, I'm going to back up a little bit, and I'm going to say these conversations can only be had in a very loving and compassionate space. It's a very gentle and tender topic, obviously. So I just like to get people just curious and just interested in having the conversation. So with a client that might be, young and healthy, I might just start to have the conversation about getting your papers in order. Have you thought about doing your directives, your advanced healthcare directives? Have you thought about what that all wants to look like? And most importantly, have you talked to anyone about that? Do you have a loved one? Do you have a best friend? Who would you want to be helping you through this? Who do you want to be your person? Who do you want to be there? Who can you count on and trust to be there for you if you're in a situation where you need someone to make decisions for you or help you make decisions? Who's going to be your advocate? This is a really important thing to think about because it's not always your spouse. Sometimes it's too hard of a role for the spouse. Sometimes the spouse wants to do something different than what you actually want. So it might be your best friend. It might be a relative. I'm just interested in getting you curious to start thinking about these things. Just start having the conversation. Just start opening up to the conversation. And then once you're clear on who your person is and you've talked with that person to make sure that they're okay, because that's important too, talk to that person that you're thinking would be your ideal person and make sure that they are aligned with your wishes and that they can support that and back you up and be there for you, because that's a big ask too. So it's important just to have a nice, clear conversation. And then for you to really start thinking about what I mentioned earlier, which is What do you want your ideal end of life to look like? I know we don't always get exactly what we want, but it's important to start just daydreaming about what you want it to look like. And I know that sounds crazy to most people, but just start daydreaming about, if I could choose what my end of life looked like, what would it be? And just start journaling about it, writing things down. Because eventually, once you get more clearer, you are going to want to do your advanced healthcare directives, so that if you are in a situation where you need support, you have something in writing that your person can lean on. I think I'm going to stop there for today. I hope I got you curious a little bit, even just a little bit, about this topic. I hope you have opened your mind just a little bit to thinking about these things and thinking about who your person would be. And I hope my wish for you is that you start having these conversations for yourself. And I hope to see you again here soon.